Welcome to Recovering Addict. I'm your host, LT, and I'm an alcoholic addict.
I'm your co-host, Felice Weaver, married to an alcoholic addict, here for any questions you might have about living with an alcoholic addict.
Yeah, that's true. So if it looks a little different today, this table, we're sitting in chairs that freaking sink, right? So I cut like 3 inches off my table, and I may have cut off just a little too much. So now my table's all tiny.
I don't look how tall Linky looks. Linky grew 4 inches overnight.
Yeah. So it's your first time catching this. I've wrecked myself twice. Alcohol and drugs, meth and alcohol. Had to check into detox. Had to go to an IOP for 5 months. Working the steps. I got a sponsor. I talk to him often. I go to as many meetings as I can. And now I'm trying to keep my head on the road to recovery because that's the only place it's going to stay. Or that's the only place I'm going to succeed is if my head stays in recovery. And how better to do that than to go through educational books. So this channel here is a bridge to a community that you can find love and support if you're high right now, if you're drunk right now, or if you've got 25 years sober. If you got 25 years sober, please join our crowd so that we can gain wisdom from what you all got, right?
My cousin Roberto just had a baby.
Oh,
he's in the chat sometimes.
Baby.
So
That's cool.
cute.
That's pretty cool. And so, yeah, we got a Discord. I'm going to throw my Discord up in here. Y'all jump in there if you guys want to see an awesome community. Right there's the Discord. I'm going to let Fleet say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody. I don't have a mouse. Oh, I can go through right here. Except for I missed the Facebook one. And then he can go through the Discord. Hi, Dwight. Good Friday. Very, very good Friday. And Derek. Hello. Jump little doggy, where have you been?
Hey, what's up? Where did you get that photo of me you're using for acting out? Oh, right?
Which photo?
I'll show you. It's the thumbnail. Look.
Oh.
Right there.
Oh, that's you?
Yeah, that's pretty much all of us.
I think you got it from your Facebook. Cherie. There's my Aussie family's popping in.
What's up, Cherie?
Hey, Mr. Teeter.
What's going on, Teeter? Managed to get off TikTok.
You're
Thank God.
Need this tonight, Teeter. Hey, Sky. Love it. And Ashley. Always good
What's up,
to
Ashley?
see you.
How you doing tonight? How you feeling?
Crawly Space Cat.
What's up, Naomi? And her
Tori.
cute baby.
Mimi, cute baby.
Hey, what's up, Tori?
Hi, Tori. Marilyn, always a pleasure. We got Andrew, the other half of the Teeter.
Will you please get him off TikTok?
Yes. Raylene, love ya. You're so beautiful in your picture.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy, what up, Jeremy?
What's up, Jeremy Shaw? How you doing?
Hello.
Skylos!
And we got Mo in the house. Can't get enough of Mo. Lynn B, welcome.
What's up, Lynn?
Petey, hello. Yes, we recover better together.
Amen, we do. JJ Johnson.
Hi, JJ. Oh, the one, the only Merc is here.
Yes. What's up, Merc?
And Lish, can't wait to see you tomorrow.
Alicia! You're going to be hanging out. We're going to have like a live Zoom meeting with Alicia if she's here at that time.
Hi, TJ.
TJ, what's up? There's my brother.
Your brother from another mother, Alexis. Alexa didn't go off.
Remember Naomi? See, Naomi, what I was talking about? There she goes.
That was my bad. Michelle, pleasure. Corey, love ya.
Michelle must be from Canada, eh?
Aubrey, there's the other.
I got a T-shirt book Merc
Canadian.
Yesterday in the mail. Thanks a lot. I was going to sell Sherry's T-shirt for $20.
Sheree, you almost had to buy it twice.
Oh man, I'm glad you guys got it. It only took 14 years.
I know, it takes a long time for mail to get from here
They
to
live
Australia.
a long ways away. Long ways
I had
away.
to take 4 ferry boats, an airplane, and a submarine to get there. Ooh. Toby Rama. Yo.
That's cool. What's up, Toby?
Just moved to Florida.
Nice. Welcome to America.
Florida.
And welcome to the recovery family. If you don't know anything about this channel, we're about recovery and been sober for like a week and a few days. Well, good on you. What's your drug of choice, and how'd you find us, and how can we help you? How can we serve you? We have a Discord. We got a private Facebook group. I highly suggest, if you don't know very many people in Florida yet, and I understand the COVID and all that stuff, jump in to get to know this community you see flying through this chat. Because if you need any support, any questions, there's a lot of, you got me, you got Felice, and you got 100 people or more that are willing to help you all day on our Discord. Here, I'll throw that Discord in there real quick.
That's what she's gonna do. That works too. Yeah, jump it. I'm gonna throw
Yeah,
the
get to know
Facebook in
everybody.
there. You can join the group. Lots of amazing people. Everybody say hi to Toby Rama.
Oh, he's paid ahead, right
Give
on.
him some encouragement.
What was your drug of choice there? I'm going to assume your gender and call you bro. Okay, bro?
How dare you?
What's up, Chad? Sober family up in the house.
I think I
Oh,
said
look at
hello
Bert
to
and Ernie watching
everybody.
TV. So cute. That's funny.
If I missed you, I'm sorry. Say hi again.
Yeah, and if we don't get your comment, because sometimes these comments go flying. If you have a question and we don't get it, you can always reach me on the Discord. You can reach me in the private Facebook group, or you can hit me up here at recoveringaddict8@gmail.com. I'll do it one more time. recoveringaddict8@gmail.com.
There's Toby Rama right there.
Meth. Ah, yeah.
Nashville.
Nashville, eh?
We went there once. It was pretty cool.
Been to Nashville. I was drunker than drunk in Nashville, but I can relate to your meth experience. That meth took me to jail. I went to jail for a year. I was in a halfway house for 4 months. I was on probation for 3 years. While I was on meth, you know how it is. You know how meth can get you. But I committed a second-degree felony. Almost went to prison for 15 years. Luckily, I did not. But no, I had my fair share of trouble with that stuff. And then I became an alcoholic in my 30s. I became a binge drinker. So watch out.
Yeah, be careful. He says he still drinks, but not meth anymore.
Woo.
Just be wary.
If you're an alcoholic or an addict, you have to understand we have an allergy, my brother.
One addiction to another. And his name is Vinny?
Anime. Yeah.
Vinny. Nice to meet you.
Vinny. Oh, okay. What's up, Vinny? Oh, it's his anime stuff. Gotcha. I like
Anime,
it.
very
Anime's
cool.
Anime's cool.
There's a lady at my work that loves anime.
Alpha Dog and hopefully Beast. What's up?
What up? Sebastian!
What's up, Sebastian?
Tell your mom and dad we said hi.
Grant and Sammy, hi if you guys are watching.
How's Japan?
How is Japan treating y'all? Not that you're there or anything.
I mean,
That's cool. You're a different person on meth. I don't like. Oh man, I was wild on meth. I loved it. If I didn't go to jail, I don't know where you were at with your meth addiction, but I ran hard and fast, and it took me down about a year and a half. It just, bam, I hit bottom, went to jail. Had I not gone to jail the day I went to jail, I was homeless. When I got arrested, I wasn't even wearing socks. I would have been shooting up. There's no doubt in my mind. I was right there. I was hanging with the slammers. They were talking me into it. And I was still kind of like, not yet, maybe not yet. And had I not gone to jail the week I went to jail, it would have been the next day or the next. I would have guaranteed been slamming it.
Sebastian says it's good, really good.
Awesome. Miss you guys already.
We're going to come visit you guys one day. It's going to happen.
Yeah, we got to get out there. That would be freaking awesome.
Mom, you just spoiled it for them.
Oh,
Midnight, huh? 2 weeks sober. Yes. This
Wow,
creepy
surprise.
cat. Good job, Naomi. 2 weeks is a big deal. That's
Yay,
halfway to
2 weeks.
30. You know what I mean? That means that stuff's out of your system. You're all up here now. You are all up here, and you've probably, I guarantee it after talking to you and stuff, you're experiencing it, and it's not fun. It's not easy, but it's worth it. The battle's worth it. We've got to get there.
Sebastian says they went straight into Japan quarantine. Family time.
Straight into quarantine. Dang it.
Hey, Brittany.
Yeah, TJ, that's right. That isn't small. It's huge. 2 weeks sober is not easy to do.
I'm tall.
Yeah, we chopped our table down. I see your belly.
Put your belly away.
Okay, so what you can expect from the show, what we do is we read through the 24-hour day of AA. Right now we're going through a book we just started. We are going through a book called Addictive Personality. We educate ourselves onto what's going on up here so that we can see warning signs in us so that we don't relapse. As soon as we finish this content, somewhere in there, we do a quote from Cassie. And at the end of the show, we read from Just for Today from NA. Then we close with the Serenity Prayer. So if you haven't heard the Serenity Prayer, this stream ain't over. It ain't over until we say that prayer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I chopped the table a little too low.
Boom. You have a big old bruise on your knee.
It's a scorcher today. Horseshoes day on top of all that. Ooh, but mostly behaved myself. Good. Started the day off with my knees praying and everything. Hey, how about we run through our inventory real quick since Bob, you just reminded me of that. You know that your inventory is? Do you know what character defects are? I'm going to throw something up on the screen. You guys can take a screenshot so you can kind of start to get familiar with this kind of stuff if you've never been a part of a group or anything. But if you look on the left side, it's my left, at least what I'm looking at. You got character defects right there. You got 1 through 17. Those are all character defects. On the far right, you got character assets. If you are living in character defects, you're probably on the road to relapse. If you are living in your character assets, keep going. Keep doing that. And this is what you want to do. You want to rate them from 1 to 3. 1 is mild, 2 is moderate, and 3 is severe. So take a screenshot of that, keep it, and kind of study it so you can understand what it means when we start saying take your inventory. So right now we're going to run through that. On a 1 to 3, how was your impatience today? I don't know. Mine was okay. I'm probably a 1 on that one. Procrastination is to put something off that you should have done now, but you'll do it later. So how was your procrastination? Laziness, were you lazy today? What about criticizing? And criticizing is to focus on people or things for the purpose of devaluating them and building yourself. Did you talk and gossip about somebody to put them down to make yourself look better? That's criticizing. The opposite of criticizing would be non-judgmental. Were you loving, caring, and non-judgmental towards somebody today? Which one were you in? How about false pride? A pride in self that is dishonest and not based on true, honest appraisal of self. What about self-condemnation? Were you blaming yourself inaccurately for things? Putting yourself down? Oh, I'm so stupid. When that's not true, that's inaccurate. You're not stupid. But did you tell yourself that kind of stuff today? Did you talk and think like that to yourself today? How about dishonesty? Did you lie, cheat, break rules, or steal? What about insincerity? Is to be deceptive, right? I'm out carrying on a conversation with Felice. Oh, yeah. And the second I walk away, I'm like, ugh, totally fake and insincere in the way that I presented myself to her. What about self-justification? Did you make excuses for your negative thoughts, feelings, and behaviors? Did you have some negative things happen around you and you justified it so that it was okay? What about self-pity? Distorted thoughts that you're being treated unfair. Oh, the only reason I drink is because they're doing this or that, right? Self-pity. Distorted thoughts that you're being treated unfair. Is that really the truth? How about jealousy? How was your jealousy today? What about envy? Did you want and covet something and some advantage belonging to another? How about your vulgar or immoral thinking? Was it coarse, crude, indecent, or obscene language and behavior? Did you keep yourself in check morally? What about destructive anger? Did you punch a wall? Did you get pissed off and throw stuff, flip somebody off, say curse words at people, or even at yourself? What about resentment? Were you holding grudges? Is there anybody you just are holding a grudge against, and as soon as the thought of them popped in your mind, you started not feeling so happy about things? And then what about negative thinking? To inaccurately think negatively about a situation or a circumstance in your life. Negative thinking. Where do you guys think you're at? You on the road to recovery or you on the road to relapse?
Nicole,
Bob's been in 3s all day. Woo, Bob needs to have a little spiritual time.
Hi, Nicole.
He needs to get back on his knees, repent. Hey, what's up, Nicole? I love buying jewelry, she says.
Brittany did something good for herself today. She got herself a real gold necklace.
Oh, cool.
She hasn't done that in a while.
I can't wear jewelry. My daughter just found out. So I pierced my ear when I was 16, right? And I still have a hole in it. You can still put an earring. She just figured out Dad can wear an earring. So for the last 2 or 3 days, every time she sees me, she's like, Dad, let me put an earring in there. So she sticks one in, and then it hurt. Now my ear hurts. So I'm like, I'm not wearing an earring, babe. Why? It's cute. Like, because it's a pink butterfly. I don't want to wear a pink butterfly.
It is cute.
That's a cute earring. That's true.
Y'all go check out Nicole. There's your link.
Yeah, y'all check out Nicole. She's awesome.
And Sebastian said it was awesome seeing us on the news. That was crazy.
Oh, yeah. That was crazy. My 15 minutes of fame, and it's already over. Hey, Toby's in recovery. Or what was his name again? I already
Vinny.
forgot his name. Vinny.
I didn't know
Sorry,
it's
brother.
Vinny.
Vinny's in recovery. Good. It's where you want to be. Right where you want to be. A week and a half off meth, man. You must just be waking up. When I got alpha meth, I was so dope sick. I went to jail. I went to jail, and I woke up. Well, you know how it is when you're dope sick off meth. I slept for, I swear, 3 weeks, man. I got up to go to the bathroom and grab my tray, grab the cookie, throw my tray to somebody out that was sitting out there, eat my cookie, and crawl right back in my bunk. And I woke up. I swear it was 3 weeks. I just slept, and I woke up. Hey, sleepy. So that time in jail, my first time in jail, my nickname became Sleepy. And I ended up getting it tattooed right there, Sleepy. I'll have to explain this whole tattoo one day. It's kind of cool. If you notice, it's like a giant skull eating up Sleepy. I'll explain it right now.
Good time.
Yeah. And if you notice, okay, so it's a giant skull, right? It says Sleepy right there. And then above Sleepy, it has Ephesians 2. It's a Bible verse about our old self being dead in our sins. And then the hill that Jesus died on was called Golgotha, which I think it's Hebrew. It means skull, the hill of skulls. And so it's like a skull. And up here is the 3 crosses. You can hardly tell. And right here, you can't really tell, but in this eye, it's a tomb with a stone rolled away. The stone's rolling that way. And the skull is eating up who I used to be. And then it's kind of, put the sleeve down, it turns into like a shield, like an armor with my kid's name. And then that one. Eating up who I used to be, the death of Christ. 47 days for Sky today. Woo!
Awesome, Sky.
Sky, she just glows ever more and more every time I see her.
Then we have the tattoo of a tiger. Is there a king next to it?
Who has a tiger?
Lane B.
That's cool. Only 2 hours party tattoos when I was drunk. So permanent reminders how I was when I was drunk. That's funny. All right, let's read this AA thought of the day out of the 24 hours. Today is July 3rd. In the beginning of Alcoholics Anonymous, there was only 2 persons. Now there are many groups and thousands of members. True, the surface has only been scratched. There are probably 10 million or more persons in America alone who need our help. More and more people are making a start in AA each day. In the case of individual members, the beginning has been accomplished when they admit they are powerless and they turn to a power greater than themselves, admitting that their lives have become unmanageable. Our higher power works for good in all things and helps us to accomplish much in individual growth and in the growth of AA groups. Here's a question, and I know the answer. Am I doing my part in helping AA to grow? And a lot of you that I know that are in this chat, I can only say yes, A+. Good job. Meditation of the day. Blessed are they that hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Only in the fullness of faith can the heart sick and faint and weary be satisfied, healed, and rested. Think of the wonderful spiritual revelations still to be found by those who are trying to live the spiritual life. Much of life is spiritually explored country. Only to the consecrated and loving people who walk with God in spirit can these great spiritual discoveries be revealed. Keep going forward. Keep growing in righteousness. Here's our prayer of the day, and I prayed this earlier today. I pray that I may not be held back by the material things of this world. I pray that I may let God lead me forward. Amen.
Amen. And my Raina is in the house. I love her.
Raina's in the house? What's up, Raina? Hello.
Hello. There she is. She's so pretty. I'm glad you're here. Glad you decided to tune in. Miss you. Hello, my movie stars.
We got 15 minutes of fame the other day.
That's all we get.
It's over. It's done. We're washed up.
Oh, funny.
Nicole slid over to Facebook.
Oh, there she is. Facebook friends, hit her up.
That's cool. Let's see. How many people we got over there? We got eight over there on Facebook.
Cassie's here. Everybody say hi.
Oh,
Cassie. I love
Cassie
you,
in the
Ray.
house. Look at that. Cassie in the house.
Love you, Cassie.
Whew. Having a hot flash over here.
Because Cassie's in the house.
No.
Oh.
It's hot in the house.
I could definitely put on my Snuggie and be fine.
Probably because I'm drinking hot tea.
Where's my Snuggie friend? Is she on here?
Now it's bedtime for them.
Oh.
When you wash up, you always wash back. That's true. Woo! That's a good one.
Cassie, they sure do love your shapewear.
Yeah.
You should tell them.
Maybe
all
you ought to
about it.
explain that thing in the background.
Thanks, Lynn, for our short fame. They've come and gone. There's some ideas if you're running out
There you
of
go,
ideas.
Cassie.
But yeah, tell me about your shapewear.
Hey, breath.
Yeah, I hear that.
Teeter, she gets us distracted with her bodysuit.
That's awesome.
Oh, bye, Vinny. We miss you already. Jump into the Discord and stuff so we can keep talking to you.
Yeah, get to know us, brother. I know it's late in Florida. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi for 100%. Take care.
Sky says, don't be talking to her about hot flashes, buddy. It's an internal inferno.
Oh, man, I'm just drinking hot tea. That's the problem here.
Oh, Petey says, hi, Millie.
Hi.
My family is my worst enemy. Why do you think that I am a plumber or an electrician or an appliance installer? Mom handed me a giant guilt trip and started yelling. So I went up there and botched it good. Now you flush the toilet and the dishwasher turns on. That would be cool.
Hi, Aaron.
What's up, Aaron?
Love it when you're here.
Okay, so check it out. Addiction has been viewed in very limited ways. Mainly because the treatment of addiction is relatively young. So a treatment to addiction is pretty young. Addiction treatment on any sizable scale began. So when people think of the first time addiction really started being treated heavily, guess when it was? 1935 with Alcoholics Anonymous. It was specifically driven towards and for men and women who drank too much, right? Who became alcoholics. But since then, there have come Gamblers Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Overeaters Anonymous, Sex Addicts Anonymous, Shoplifters Anonymous, Spenders Anonymous, and other 12-step help groups, Meth Anonymous. So why do certain principles of recovery work so effectively for all of these different groups? The apparent reason is that the same illness, addiction, is being treated. We're starting to see that there are many forms of addiction, though they are different, they have core similarities. So in the following pages, we're going to check this out. We're going to examine the similarities between all types of addiction, because addiction is pretty much addiction at its core. Whether you're a gambler, a spender, a sexaholic, adrenaline junkie, we all are seeking that pleasure to satisfy something in us, right? Aubrey, how's it going, brother? Big bear. Big bear in the house. So acting out. Acting out is a term, he says, that we're going to learn a lot about in this book. So when he says acting out, we have to understand that it's what we're doing with objects or our behavior, right? Acting out. That makes sense. Like if your children are running around and acting out, right?
Oh, like Millie right the second hitting us.
Millie's acting out with her
little
firework
stick.
fire starter thingy.
Hey, Jim.
Giant thing. Okay, go put it back. So acting out, a term will be used frequently throughout this book, takes place when an addict engages in addictive behavior or addictive mental obsessions. Here are some examples. Here are some examples of acting out. Sex addicts cruising sections of town where they are most likely to find prostitution. Compulsive gamblers studying racing forms. Compulsive eaters going to different stores to buy food, fearing clerks will recognize them and think badly about them. And addictive spenders making purchases. That's kind of some examples of acting out. So you kind of see what he means by acting out. And so when we start using that term acting out, just think of the people engaged in various activities. The gambling, he's reading the form, right? He's getting all convinced. He's starting to get that emotional draw, that adrenaline rush, hoping to find something he hasn't seen before where there's the for sure thing. We'll talk about that too. For the addict, acting out is a way to create certain feelings that cause the emotional and mental shift that the addict desires. And by acting out, either through thoughts or behavior, the addict learns to create feelings of being relaxed or excited or they're in control. That's one of our huge things as an addict, right? Is our omnipotence. We think we're in control, and we think we're in control of a lot of things in this world that we have no control over. The addict can also create feelings of fear, self-disgust, shame, and self-hate. Most of all, the addict achieves an illusion of being in control throughout acting out. An illusion of being in control by acting out. I love that type of phrasing, acting out, and you think you're in control. It really is an illusion. It doesn't work. And that's why we're here tuned into this type of stuff, and that's why I read these kind of books. My illusion of control got me into a detox center and 5 months in an IOP. And for all you who only have a few days sober, a few weeks sober, or a few months sober, this is especially true. Oh, wait, let me back up. Addiction becomes an attempt to make emotional sense out of life, okay? So the illusion of being in control, and then addiction becomes an attempt to make emotional sense out of life, trying to make sense out of things. Addicts believe on an emotional level that they are being fulfilled, right? You hit that pipe, you sniff that line, you drink that drink, you eat that huge plate of pancakes, you spend that $1,000 and you end up with 15 shopping bags full of stuff. You think you're being fulfilled, and it feels like that. You've created that feeling in you, and it's a trance created by acting out. And it's often described by addicts as a time in which they feel alive, right? You feel alive and complete. Hey, I don't drink. Oh, come on, live a little. You make you feel alive. We'll go out and do and have fun and live life. You know what I mean? When you tell somebody you don't drink, oh, come on, live a little. This type of stuff, this type of feeling, this trance that's created, this feeling, this emotional level of feeling alive, this is especially true in the early stages of the addiction process. That's why it's hard to see it coming. That's why it's hard to see addiction about to smack you upside the head and take you to places you don't want to be, because it's so subtle. At first, it does sincerely feel and seem that way. It hasn't taken the deterioration on your body yet. It hasn't contained complete control of your mind. It hasn't ruined things around you yet, so it feels and seems legit.
Bob says the little doper has a door slamming disorder.
Lock it.
That one made me laugh.
Makes her feel powerful, Bob.
Rainy just went through an addiction, far more embarrassing than any addiction you mentioned. Still struggling. Y'all won't believe it. It's starting to break me. No, not my Raina. Let's see. Lynn B said she's talking to Michael, multiple addictions. Michael just told us the other day he had multiple, and he's adding TikTok.
He just added TikTok.
As another.
Watch out for that damn TikTok. They're right, Aaron. So that's why when you're telling your kids, if you're ever wondering about your teenagers, or your, early 20s kids and stuff. How do you explain that to them? That what they're experiencing right now is an illusion, when reality in front of their face, they cannot see it, because it's that hindsight is 2020. We've been there, we've done that, ruined our lives. How do you explain it to them? If you know, let me know, because I got a 15-year-old, and trust me, we got our struggles here too.
Now everybody's talking about slamming doors and how irritating it is.
I don't like door slammers. Yeah. So nurturing through avoidance. Through this, we're trying to nurture ourselves, just like the way you nurture a baby and make it feel warm, cuddly, safe, and all that kind of stuff, right? Nurturing. The definition of nurturing. Addiction and the mood change created by acting out is very seductive process in which the addict is emotionally seduced into believing that he or she can be nurtured by objects or events. You believe you can be nurtured by these objects or events. Slurpers, ooh.
The little doper's only 14.
Really?
For some reason, I thought she was like in her 20s.
I was picturing 20s.
Just the way you talked about her.
Yeah.
Well, that changes things a bit
Wow.
when I think about it. Raina. Peter's addicted to TikTok, so it's called Royal Story, a game. Oh, you were telling me about this one.
Yeah.
I spying all the creatures in the trees.
That'll spend your money.
That's awesome.
So from this kind of stuff, objects and events, we can actually experience a temporary relief, but we can't get real nurturing from them. All of us have issues. We all have pain, frustrations. We all have memories. Tell me we don't. We would rather not have to face, right? We all got baggage that we've brought that has accumulated around us throughout our lives that we don't like. And at times, we all have used objects or events to avoid facing these. Addiction, however, becomes a lifestyle in which the person loses control of the use of objects and events and gets locked into emotionally evading life. Addicts keep delaying life issues as a way of nurturing themselves. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so hold on. So Princess and Little Doper, they're two different people? I've been thinking they were one and the same. Please clarify, Bob.
You got laid out there now, Bob.
Are they two separate people or the same people?
Raina spent $45 and had to surrender. What's up, Jolie?
Atta girl. Way to surrender. Powerless, huh?
That's funny. I know how that could be.
Skylover had addiction to Beanie Babies.
I remember those.
I always had to get one for each of my future children. How many kids were you going to have? Did each one get its own Beanie Baby?
Oh, Princess is AWOL.
Okay. They are different people.
2 weeks sleep, deep runner, and she's off the property. Okay, and then Little Doper's the one running around slamming doors.
Gotcha. I'm on the same track now.
Clarified.
It's okay. It's okay, Raina. No judgment here.
No judgment here, Raina. Addiction's addiction, as we see right here.
See?
Addicts delaying life issues always issue as a way of nurturing themselves, right? And it always runs out. I put this, it always comes to an end. It always runs out. It doesn't matter. It's temporary, right? This relief we get from alcohol and drugs is temporary. And the thing that I hate most about addiction, and it even goes to this stupid vape that I puff on every day, is you always run out. There's always 12 beers, and then you're on your last beer. Always there. Dang it, we're at the last beer, and I got to go get more. Or you're at your last, no matter even if you bought an ounce, you're always at the last bit of shake, scraping the resin out of your pipe. Damn it. Or your little bag of meth, you're cleaning the crap out of your pipe until you're burning your lips and fingers. You're always running out. It's always, dang, I'm at my last cigarette. Or, oh, I just burnt my vaporizer because there isn't any more and I need to go to the store. I hate it. It always runs out and always comes to an end. And then you have to face reality. Once the dope, once the alcohol, once the drugs are gone, you are stuck to yourself and face reality. Hence the cycle. You try to never let it run out. I remember I had this pretty nice car when I was a meth addict. And I got to the point where I was doing whatever I could do to get meth. And one of the dealers was like, can I borrow your car? I was like, dude, you can have my car as long as you want. We'll ride around. Just keep me high. If you keep me high, I'll sit in the passenger seat and you drive around anywhere you want. Of course, that didn't work out. All of us have the potential to form addictive relationships with a number of different objects or events, especially during stressful times when we would have welcomed a promise of relief and comfort. So there's stressful times, there's a promise of relief and comfort, and so we jump to an object or an event for this relief, right? However, avoiding reality and responsibility, the addictive use of objects and events is an ineffective way of self-nurturing. The mood change created by acting out creates only an illusion of being nurtured.
Clarify, the doper is her son. Doper, son of princess.
Oh, gotcha.
And does ask what TikTok is.
I'll send you a link.
Don't show him. Don't show him. He'll be the next teeter.
That would be awesome.
Wait, show him.
What did Sky say?
See what he comes up with.
Up. LT takes 2 back-to-back drugs. Drags from the vape. I notice it sounds like a bomb. Yes, I do. I'm an addict. 100%.
Hey, Jack. You snuck in.
Jack Root, what's going on, brother? I'm glad you're here. Welcome. So here's an example of being nurtured, right? Here's the example of the illusion of us nurturing ourselves. So the food addict binges after a fight with his partner and finds the illusion of peace. The food addict finds peace after fighting with his partner. For the moment, he feels full both physically and emotionally instead of empty. During such moments, there is an intense sense of comfort. In a similar way, the compulsive gambler gets lost in the action and feels excited, confident, and sure of herself. This time she knows she's picked the winner. Slowly, addicts start to depend on the addictive process for a sense of nurturing and definition of who they are. Their lives become the pursuit of their addiction.
Hi, Mama. Okay.
What's up, Melissa?
Fireworks are necessity.
Yep, 100%. And with that, let's listen to Cassie's quote of the day.
You still here, Cassie?
Cassie, you still in the house?
Good evening, my recovering addict family. I'm here tonight, as always, with your motivational quote on Recovering Addicts. Ambition is the path to success. Persistence is the vehicle you arrive in. Bill Bradley.
Ooh la la.
And as always, you guys know what to do. Let's bring it together and continue to spread that love.
Yeah, persistence. And that's in recovery too. Ambition will get you clean, but persistence will keep you clean, right?
Roblox Tyrannosaurus.
Cool. What's going on?
What is it that you would like to
You got
play?
that like voice chat or anything? I want to play something really inspiring. We do in our whatchamacallit? Discord. Jump in our Discord. We can all jump in there afterwards and yeah, we'll do it in there. But on here, no, we don't.
Let me put the link.
Or actually shoot me the link to it. I can put it here and then I can screen share it. So addiction starts out as an emotional illusion that is entrenched in the addict before others around the addict or even the addict himself realizes an addictive relationship has been formed. This is that subtle seduction because it's the beginning. The health issues, not yet. Surroundings haven't been ruined, not yet. So it sneaks up on you. The addict starts to build defense systems to protect the addictive belief system against attacks from others, but only after the addiction is well established on an emotional level. So once you get that addiction established inside your emotion, it feels like it's actually doing something for you. You can't see that it's really ruining anything around you. And somebody says, I think you got a problem. You got a defense system set up to shoot that person down. And that's when it gets really hard. And that's when you have to hit that rock bottom that we talked about to see that it's really actually is hurting you, because at the moment, the illusion is that it is not. On a thinking intellectual level, the addict knows that an object cannot bring emotional fulfillment. Alcoholics have heard the old saying, you can't escape into a bottle. Workaholics know there's more to life than just work. And addictive spenders understand money can't buy you happiness, right? The illusion of addiction begins very deep within a person, and his or her suffering takes place on an emotional level. Intimacy, positive or negative, is an emotional experience that is not logically evaluated. Addiction is an emotional relationship with an object or an event through which addicts try to meet their needs of intimacy. Addiction is an emotional relationship with an object or an event through which the addicts try to meet their needs for intimacy. When looked at in this way, the logic of addiction starts to become clear. When compulsive eaters feel sad, they eat to feel better. When alcoholics start to feel out of control with anger, they have a couple of drinks to get back into control. Addiction is a very logical, and it flows a logical progression. But this progression is totally based on what this guy calls emotional logic, not intellectual logic. A person who tries to understand addiction using intellectual logic will become frustrated and feel manipulated by the addict. This is partly why talk therapy, talking one-on-one with a mentor or a counselor or a support group, is so ineffective in convincing addicts to end their destructive, addictive relationships.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
And Lindsay said she had some health issues because of her anorexia and still clings to it. It's crazy how we do those things.
I'm experiencing crap from this vape, and I still vape. So we can sum up emotional logic in the phrase, here's the emotional logic. I want what I want, and I want it now. Because you feel bad, you jump to the object, you jump to the substance, you jump to the event, and it instantly gives you the temporary relief you're looking for. I want what I want, and I want it now, emotionally. Emotional needs often feel very urgent and compulsive. Emotional logic works to satisfy the urgency, even if it is not the best interest of the person. Give me now. Anything will do, too. When you're feeling that, that's why I said this a million times, and my counselor says it all the time, get rid of all the stuff in your house. And as alcoholics, we had to get rid of the mouthwash. He says, because anything will do in a pinch. So with this emotional logic, having been only clean a month or so off of alcohol, and you get into a bad spot emotionally, you don't know how to handle it, you want that give it to me now attitude, you may grab a bottle of mouthwash and drink it. It's been done. So here's an example. A compulsive gambler tells himself that he is done gambling. I'm done for the week. I'm not going to do this no more. Shortly, however, he has a rough day at work and he feels uneasy. So he looks over his racing forms to try to ease his feelings. I'm just going to look at these. I'm going to see what horses are running this week. So he looks over his racing forms, still telling himself that he's not going to gamble anymore this week. But while reviewing the racing forms, he starts to hear his emotional logic telling him he has found a sure bet. Oh, crap, why didn't I see this before, he says. It would be crazy for me to miss this opportunity. Thus, he becomes pitted against himself. One side believing, oh, I got a sure thing. I got a sure bet here. And the other reminding him that he promised to not gamble for the rest of the week. Inside, the emotional pressure builds. Because addiction involves the deep need to have emotional needs met and emotional pressures relieved. You hear that? Addiction involves the deep need to have emotional needs met and emotional pressures relieved. He finally must give in to his urge, especially after he has convinced himself that he would be stupid not to grab this opportunity. You see the psychological game you play with yourself and trying to fulfill your needs as an addict, and that's how you can talk yourself into drinking or using. That's how relapse starts. He should have closed his back door. If he wanted to quit gambling, he should have thrown away anything to do with horse races, if that's what he was gambling at, right? That's closing your back door by the fact that he picked it up and was able to emotionally convince himself that he had found a sure bet. He lost the battle as soon as he picked it up. So if you are out there and you're new in addiction, close your back doors, because you may be having a bad day and you may have that freebie in your back pocket that nobody knows about, and your emotional logic might tell you to use it, and then boom, you're right back where you don't want to be, using drugs and alcohol. Emotional logic pits the addicts against himself or herself. So in the book of Alcoholics Anonymous, there's a sentence that reads, remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, baffling, and powerful. This is also one of the most truthful ways to describe the emotional logic found in all addictions. Cunning, baffling, and powerful. Because it's playing us. It's playing us. You're being played.
Definitely relates to all the emotional eating I was doing.
Yeah.
I went from 140 pounds to 194 in like a matter of a year.
Yup.
Because I get sad and I would eat.
Am I on heroin? Me or my wife or the kids? What are you talking about?
Is that Periscope?
Yeah, it's Periscope.
Welcome, Periscopers.
Nope, I never. Who's the strongest? Huh.
Anyone.
There's a lot of people who have been on heroin. What you guys are looking at there on Periscope, this is a recovery channel, and we are people who have been on heroin. I was a meth addict. I never got into the opiates or anything like that, but meth, oh, give me some more, please. Alcohol, I was a fifth a night, gallons on the weekend, blackout drunk. Man, and we quit. And so now we're here and we don't ever want to go back to that kind of stuff. And that's what this channel is all about. Teaching each other, relying on each other. We're a group. We are a community dedicated to supporting each other in our times of struggle, because some of us have been clean for a day. Some of us may be high right now and wanting to get clean. Some of us have years under our belt, but we're all a community here to help each other.
Yep. See, there's two right there. Aaron and Mark.
There's two that have been on heroin.
Raina
was on heroin.
You know else we are?
You're welcome now.
It's true.
Alpha.
We don't have the rotten meth teeth.
You don't have rotten teeth like a meth addict. I know. I only did it for a year and a half, and I ended up in jail, and I got scared straight. I almost went to prison for 15 years.
You know this is true?
And I brushed my teeth all the time.
We're all recovering addicts.
Thank you, Linky. Top, opiates, top mixed up with pills, and Fen-6. What's Fen-6? Is that like fentanyl?
Fen-6, I don't know what Fen-6 is. But it's probably something type like that, yeah. Man. Theme park meet-up party when I hit 1 year. Yes. I'm down, Naomi.
It's okay to talk about it in front of our kids.
You know what? This is the way I look at it. I was a belligerent, blackout drunk in front of my kids. That kind of scared them and put them on eggshells, my wife as well. And I'm not the only one that needs to recover from that, right? So I go to rehab, which I did. I spent 5.5 months in rehab. I come out of rehab, and these guys are still emotionally hurt, distraught, destructive from me. And now they need to recover from that. And so we recovered together. And so we're completely open. I was open about my drinking. They knew what I was doing. They seen me. They had to carry me in the house a few times. And so that's that. And no, I don't smoke weed.
Christine, I love this group. Tried everything but meth. Alcohol and I did not work out at
Mom,
all.
they're not as creepy as you think they are.
They are creepy. Get the fuck away from me.
I'm the addicted mom. I know better. I'm addicted, and apple doesn't fall from the tree. You just describe me and my love for fried chicken, chocolate, and cigarettes. Right?
Yep. Donuts for me. Donuts and ice cream.
Fentanyl, it's a mess cleaning up mess afterwards. I'm glad it's, oh man, that stuff
That-
scares the crap out of me,
It
man.
scares me too.
That's a big no. I do not smoke weed. I'm an alcoholic and an addict. People, it's legal now, and I know some people can do it. There's average temperate drinkers that can drink. I would not suggest it if you are an alcoholic or an addict, but me, I'm an alcoholic and addict. I can't. One's too many, and 1,000's never enough. Who has the funniest jokes? That would be Link.
Well,
What you got?
He's got the best ones.
I'll think about it.
Come back. He'll think about it. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Why did I say sir?
Why not? Because it's Cherie. It looks like sir. Yeah. Aliens 2021. It's happening. I know it.
That's next on the list. It's got to be. Joke for Link. Disrespect for police. Your mom is so stupid. She tried to save a fish from drowning.
It's okay. It's cool. Breda. It's fine.
Oh, I got you a mama joke.
Besides for being a jerk is coffee.
Your mom's so stupid. She sold her car for gas money. And it was an electric car.
Dad,
Oh, geez. Yo, mama.
Dad, did you get to know these bugs are not as creepy?
Where are these gray aliens at?
These ones?
So tell us about you now, Ka, Mr. Now on Periscope. Tell us about yourself. What's up with you?
No. Kafka.
No, Kafka. What'd you guys get out of that? What'd you guys get out of that chapter there? Did anything relate, hit home? Did it make sense that I'm sure a lot of you already knew that, as we're looking at addictive personalities, we're trying to fill an emotional need, right? We reach for that. Right now, this kind of makes me feel like, I don't even know what emotional need this feels.
Hi, Krista.
I like it. Krista's in the house. What's up, Krista?
That's your security blankie.
It's my blanket. It's my whoopee. It's my binky.
Like anytime you feel stress or anxiety, or just for fun. I do notice that you use it more when you get stressed out.
Same. And another thing I noticed about him is he doesn't have road rage.
Yeah, I've lost my road rage. I second that thought, LT. No mind altering chemicals is any form, legalized or not. Yeah. Do I can't do it.
Dude. Look at the first emoji. Annoyance.
That's awesome. Gambling, yeah. And what I got out of that is we know the cycle of addiction. We know what we do emotionally, right? But that one made me think, close your back door. If you start feeling like that, you know what I mean? If you start browsing things that get you half tempted and you start playing with that fire, it says in the Bible, who could hold, coals in their hands and not get burned, basically.
It's really hard to close back doors on donuts. They're everywhere. I had to not go to Lee's, though, for a long time.
There's beer everywhere, too.
I know. But donuts.
I
I do all the grocery shopping.
I made a twist for Leonard. Put in the comments if you like it or not. May I read it? It says, when Leonard was a kid, he smoked weed. Then in his teenage years, he realized it was bad and went undercover to help LT.
If any of you have watched my videos with my alter egos, you'll know who he means when he says Leonard. How twisted my mindset has been. On top of my addiction to alcohol, I'm addicted to being wanted, needed, and codependent. Right. You're looking outside yourself for satisfaction when nobody can give you that feeling. They can for a minute. They can for a temporary relief for a second. But inevitably, we're always, wherever we go, there we are, just by ourselves, you know.
You get rid of the you get rid of the alcohol.
Same here, Bob. 100%.
What is Periscope, says Desmond?
It's another app. We stream to 5 different locations. So we're on 2 places on YouTube. We're on we're on 2 places on Facebook. We're on YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope.
Who said Little Debbie's?
Even though not many people watch us on Twitch or Periscope very, very often. Not very often at all.
You took the thing from me. Go up a little bit. Oh, Kari. Knew it. The Little Debbie aisle is everywhere. There's one beer aisle and like 40 donut aisles.
No worries. We're glad you're here.
I got a joke.
Oh, hey,
Thanks,
what
got
up?
a joke.
Why did Chuck Norris cross the road? To help the chicken.
Aw, thanks, Krista. I remind Krista of her sister.
Oh, that's cool. Periscope. I just learned about it, and well, the way that I learned about it is when I go to log or schedule the live for tomorrow or whatever. It gave me another option. I was like, "What's that thing?" I was like, "Periscope." Oh, okay, I guess I better start streaming there too. I'm going to stream anywhere I can. You know, if we can reach just one person, in the Bible it says that He left 99 sheep to help one. You know what I mean? If we can just help one person. So if you're on Facebook, share it out.
God said, "Come as you are."
Yeah, come as you are. Not like Nirvana.
Desmond, you know what Twitch is?
Sleep meds in, and I was like 95 here. Oh, it was hot today here too. But you were running around working in it, I'll bet you.
Oh, we found this thing at the store, Aaron, and it goes around your neck, and it's 2 fans. Blow right in your face.
Oh yeah, we were like, oh, we should get that for Aaron.
Yeah. Remind me of you.
Sent me an email. I'm gonna check it right now.
Linky, I told your mama it was chilly outside.
She really got a bowl.
That was from Corey. Like, what did Mama Tomato say to Baby Tomato when the tomatoes crossed the road?
What?
I don't know yet. I'll tell you in a minute. You gotta
Okay.
guess.
Okay, Ashley, let's set it up because tomorrow night, everybody, we are not
Catch
gonna
up.
be here. No live stream tomorrow. We're gonna hang out with the family, have a little barbecue on the porch, and shoot fireworks off. So no live stream tomorrow, but 3 o'clock Mountain Standard Utah time, we are having our, as usual, scheduled Zoom meeting for recovery, or recovery Zoom meeting. Note that.
Oh my gosh.
No live stream, only Zoom at 3.
Hey, Bob. Your mama's so hairy. Bigfoot took her picture.
Hey, Soup.
Yes, it would, Sky. Or having a secret doctor that doesn't know you're an addict and nobody else knows you can go to.
Ooh,
Just back from chairing our Friday night. Sweet. Big boom meeting. When anyone wants to reach out for help, I want a hand of AA. Always be there. Amen. That's where it should be. Absolutely. Good on you, Sue. Oh, Millie's got a joke?
Your mom was so stupid, she stopped at a stop sign and waited for it to say go.
Hey. Oh, they're mamas.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait, if she's talking to me, then she's also talking about her mama.
She's not talking about me. About them. Lily's
Big
talking-
book, not big
Lily's
boom.
talking about your mamas.
Haha.
Anytime, Raina.
You can be here, Raina.
Saturday.
It's totally up to you. Alicia even said she'd come and snag you
I did see a list on
up.
Says your mama's so poor she watches television on an Etch-a-Sketch. Millie. Wait a second.
That's you.
That's me. Maybe I do. Hey, hope you have a wonderful 4th too,
Ooh,
Krista.
I got another
Glad
one.
you pop in and say
Can I send
hi.
another mom joke for
Yeah, I
you?
love
Watch and
that.
hang out. It's
Okay.
wonderful.
So cool. All right, let's listen to the NA thought. What?
Can I say another mom joke for you?
Here comes another one.
Your mom was so stupid. She studied for a drug test by taking all of the drugs.
Oh my gosh. Can't tell that here, Linky. It's a trigger.
Wait.
Okay, yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up, Bob. The Zoom meeting will be posted in the scheduled Zoom meetings on Discord. The Zoom meeting will be posted on the main Facebook page, and the Zoom meeting will also be posted in the private Facebook group. No code required. It'll just let you pop right in. The only thing I set it to is automatic mute so that nobody comes in with, background noise. So it'll be in those 3 places, Bob. And I could even make sure I send one to you on that Facebook message or whatever. Okay, so many of us have found that setting aside quiet time for ourselves is helpful in making conscious contact with our higher power. Most of us pay lip service to the value of conscious contact with a higher power, yet how many of us consistently take time to improve that conscious contact? If we've not already established a regular regime of prayer and meditation, today is the day to start one. A quiet time need not be long. Many of us find that 20 or 30 minutes is enough time to quiet ourselves, focus our attention with spiritual reading, share our thoughts and concerns in prayer, and take few moments to listen for an answer in meditation or quiet time. Our quiet time need not be lengthy to be effective, provided it is consistent. 20 minutes taken once a month to pray will probably do little, but frustrate us with poor quality of our conscious contact. 20 minutes taken regularly each day, however, renews and reinforces an already lively contact with our higher power. In the hustle and bustle of the recovering addict's day, many of us end up going from morning to night without taking the time out to improve our conscious contact with God, we've come to understand. However, if we set aside a particular time of the day, every day, a quiet time, we can be sure that our conscious contact will improve. So just for today, I will set aside a few moments once I finish reading today's entry to pray and meditate. This will be the beginning of a new pattern for my recovery. Oh, 2 things. So here's the next 3 things. We're not going live tomorrow, so I don't want you to forget. 3 o'clock Zoom Mountain Standard Time tomorrow. Sunday at 6 o'clock, we have our spiritual meeting where we're going through that book on thinking about God, the beginning of philosophy. And then Sunday night, we'll be back with our live at 8 o'clock. Just to let you know. So, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Anything else, Linky? All righty.
I love it.
Okay, tomorrow I will see you all on the Zoom meeting at 3 o'clock.
Love
Until
you guys.
then,
Have a good night.
Stay strong, work your program, and don't put yourself in a high-risk situation. And remember, we recover better together.
Together.